Cutting it. Thanks for having me.
We're ready to go. Everybody please rise and join me with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you everyone for coming to today's meeting of the Greene County Redevelopment Commission. First item on the agenda is the approval of minutes of our September meeting. Has everyone had a chance to scrutinize them?
I'll make the motion to approve.
Scott makes a motion to approve the minutes. Do I hear a second?
I'll second that.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion passes. Highbridge Solutions. Marvin, do you want to run with that one?
I'll be happy to do so.
With the modification we did?
Yeah, I think I circulated a copy of a proposed modification of the sale and purchase agreement and option to purchase that the board entered into with Highbridge Properties. Highbridge is the small electronics specialty fabricator that bought part of the Coke Farm and had planned to enter into construction by the end of the first year of purchase, and that is what the option called for. With the delays resulting from their renegotiation contract with the Department of the Navy, they lost about 7 months of preparation time and did not want to start the construction process while they were waiting out the Navy. They have informed us that they believe construction will start at the end of the first quarter 2023 or early in the second quarter 2023, and have requested an extension of the option purchase and an amendment to the sale and purchase agreement, extending out their deadline to start construction to July 31st, 2023. Any questions?
I think that was a pretty clear explanation by Marvin. Due to uncontrolled events on their part, they need this extension. I think we need a motion to approve this modification, and it also requires my signature and to be notarized by Marvin. So I would entertain a motion to approve this modification.
I make the motion.
Pardon me, Christie. The full motion should be to approve the extension agreement and authorize the president to sign on behalf of the commission.
I make that motion to accept the modification and have the president to sign.
I'll second.
We have a first by Christie, a second by Scott. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. The motion passes. Excellent. We'll get them on board. Next we have the Greene County Economic Development Report by Brianne Gerald.
The biggest thing that I have is the ribbon cutting and open house for Tom Leaguer's West Scott at Westgate tomorrow, 12 to 8. It's going to have food trucks and it's turning into a big event. So, and then from my board, John and I, along with others, have discussed exploring other properties in Greene County that might be suitable for housing development and what all that takes as far as infrastructure needs and so forth. So, very preliminary, but definitely something that's on our radar. So we
questions for Brianne? Okay, I think that's exciting tomorrow from noon to, is it 8 o'clock, Brianne?
Yeah, that's what he said.
Fairly late, but he has his own marketing people, huh?
He wants to have his lending company he works with there, so if there are people who kind of more interested,
Pre-approval.
pre-approval on the right away. So I think that could be why he wanted to do it.
He's been very aggressive in the construction, but it's third generation, so he's been around a long time. They have all these connections with the real estate people, lenders, et cetera, so it's, he's been very aggressive. Hearing no other questions, I'll move on to the Westgate report. We are also interested and excited about what Tom's doing in Scotland Meadows. The microelectronics, they're still hoping to get that landed for Westgate. There has been 6 acres in Davis County right across the road from the academy in Davis County purchased, and they're hoping it's a company called Strongbox, and they're hoping they come here. There's also competition from New York State, and so we'll see. But it's this big effort to bring this kind of production back to this country from overseas. And we saw this with all the supply chain problems and concerns because a lot of this stuff's made in China, frankly. And so we'll see what happens there. Joe Carley from the USTF also made a presentation, and that's moving very slowly. He's been at it for almost a year. He's a lawyer, works for IU. He's paid by IU. Down the road, Davis County has given him options on their ground. And I think we need to consider that ourselves. What we own right now is Progress Point and some of the ground in Davis County immediately west of the NDOT facility, because he's marketing the property. If we don't jump on board with that, he'll be marketing Davis County and not Greene. Martin County only has 1.5 acres left after the Mantech building, so they have very little ground down there. It's right on the corner as you go in there and it makes that right-hand turn. So they have very little ground to market. They are, I am told, that Martin County is once again looking at the Judy Ann Murphy property, which sits between Scotland Meadows and the Martin County Certified Tech Park. They've off and on looked at that. I talked to them about it 6 or 8 years ago to connect the 2 counties, but they've never made any kind of move. Moving along slowly at Westgate with the GSA situation, it's a nightmare, frankly, dealing with them. It'll be 3 years in either February or March that we started that process, just to lease space. And Marilyn Hartman, we contracted her to work with, because she had all this municipality-type law behind her, and she's been very helpful, as has Garmong. And but we're slowly inching towards renovating the property. Navy wanted all the carpet torn out and replaced, a wall taken out, a non-load-bearing wall to make 2 rooms into one, and wanted everything repainted for their leasing. That's in 13,000 square feet. And we have to do it in 90 days, and as of last week when Marilyn called me, earlier this week, I'm sorry, GSA said the 90 days started when they sent out the contracts, and she says, well, we haven't received them yet or approved them. Well, that's too bad. That's the way GSA operates. It's a kind of their way or no way, and it's been a real nightmare for us, but because getting that much carpet with the supply chain problems and everything, we're kind of concerned about tearing up 13,000 square feet of carpet if we don't have the carpet in hand to replace. We don't want bare concrete floors. So those are the kind of issues we run into, and but we're moving along, and so that's my Westgate report. Any questions, thoughts, comments? Nope. Hearing none, we can move on to
claims, which may be an issue for us. Because the only claim I see is from Big Bear Ridge. How should we proceed with that, Counselor? Because Christie's going to abstain.
Hold up as payment to a small business person in the county. I'd recommend that you take an executive action today and seek ratification from the full board once we have a voting quorum on the issue.
Well, wouldn't we have, since two of the three, since we have a quorum and two of the three would vote, would that be?
The quorum and the vote are two different issues.
Okay.
We have to have a three-person majority on any vote because it's a majority of the board voting board total rather than those present.
Now, if she abstains, wouldn't the abstention go with the majority?
There would be no
Oh, okay.
voting
Okay, I
at
see.
that point, just to stop.
Okay, I see what you're saying. I thought maybe since the abstention kind of goes with the,
No,
okay.
when you abstain, you're not voting. That's my simple way of looking at it.
So anyway, that's my recommendation.
All right, are you okay with me taking an executive action and signing the claim and
Yeah.
approve it at the next meeting in
Sure.
November?
Yeah.
You okay with that, Christie? I don't know if you can use...
I was going to say, she has to abstain.
She's abstaining.
I'm okay with it.
Okay, we'll do
Never
it.
had an issue with it in the past, so.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll handle it. It's
Problem with the board. This is a contract obligation anyway.
yes, it's $855. Okay, we'll handle it that way, Counselor. Other business, Scott, do you want to talk about, I talked to board members and all about our meeting at Eastern High School.
I'll let you do it. You're better at summarizing.
Back on October 3rd, I think it was, Scott and I went to the Eastern Heights Utilities board meeting, and we talked about water. And we specifically talked about a water line running out to Savannah Road near the new Eastern High School.
Yeah.
It would require maybe a new well here to just west of Bloomfield. Possibly a water tower out there. Greene was involved a year ago when we met out there with Trent Provo, the superintendent, Kenny McIntosh, Ed Michael.
Colin was there,
Scott was there, yeah. And superintendent out there is all for it. He'll even, if not a permanent, in a temporary manner, he'll let him hook up to his sewer plant. He's all about it. We talked about that Hudson property that's out there, which was for sale. We thought it was sold, it didn't sell. I also talked to Mike Cahill about the Quasar property, the other side of the river. And he knows a guy that's pushed water lines underneath the Mississippi River, so the White River wouldn't be a big deal to him. But I thought, we got some questions, but a lot of no comments.
Yeah.
And I since then talked to Mike Cahill. He thought it was a good meeting.
Okay.
We planted a seed. As I talked to Don Schulte, who was not at the meeting, but on the board, and I talked to Brian Warnick about it, who was there as a board member. And they seem to think, yeah, Eastern Heights is, they think of themselves as providing good quality water to all their customers, but I don't think they ever thought of themselves as an integral part of economic development, as one of the utilities. And so that seed's been planted. Mike thought they did get it, because so we'll move forward. Brian even thought we should bring Doug Childs from the RMC to their meeting, because Doug in a prior life was head of all the utilities in Hamilton, Ohio, a large suburb of Cincinnati, and he understands the economic development, he understands water, gas, electric, and he's one of them, if you know what I'm trying to say. It's like the commissioners going to a commissioners meeting for the state. They get it. And but we made some progress, I think.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, we just tried to get them to realize that developers are wanting higher density than we've ever seen, and so they're gonna have to start thinking a little differently.
Well, I use Breanne's phrase, that, because one of the board members brought up retail. He said, well, there's no retail out there for people to buy stuff. I brought up Breanne's comment that the retail follows the rooftops, not the other way around. Plus, and I think Scott brought it up, the I-69 interchange, it's 15 minutes to the west side of Bloomington. And all those retail stores, restaurants, et cetera, so the retail's pretty accessible, frankly. And so we'll see how it plays out, but we planted a seed. Scott and I did. So I want to report on that.
Yeah.
If you have anything else to add, please do.
No, that's pretty much just, that's a good summary.
I'll call it favorable comments and,
Good.
okay. Anything else to come before the board? Hearing nothing. Let me back up a second. One of the thoughts I threw out that Eastern Heights board, and I brought it up at our board meeting here. They didn't know who Greg Jones at SIDC is. That kind of surprised me. And I talked to Greg, and he said there's 4 or 5 organizations out there that will grant money for water utilities. He mentioned OCRA and USDA as 2 of them, I recall. And I talked to him, I think at this last board meeting, then they always have to have a match. Well, we could come in and float a bond issue. This is our job, economic development. We could help them with that match, whether it be a loan or a bond issue. And in talking to Mike, he gets it. They seem to understand that, to help push things along, no matter where they go. It doesn't have to be the line out to Eastern High School, but because I also talked, if that microelectronics goes in down at Westgate, I have talked to this Joe Carley at USTF, I've talked to Jeff Quile. What are the utility requirements? Water, sewer, electrical, and they have large water consumptions at those places. Some of them they can recycle, some they don't. Can they put it into the creek right there, or do they have to go through our sewer plant? How much volume are you talking about? Do we have the capacities? So I've raised that issue with these people, that they need to be, because they don't know the requirements, the utility requirements, and that's a pretty big concern. So, especially since the water, sewer, and electric all come out of Greene County. So, I've been working on that as a side issue, because there'd be a lot of very good jobs. And it goes back to the housing that's got in the meadows in places too, if that microelectronics comes to Westgate. Okay, I'm sorry, I regressed. But want to bring you up to speed a little bit on what's happening there. Hearing nothing else, I'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
We have a motion to adjourn. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. We stand adjourned. Thank you, folks. Going to sign my copy.